This is not a video. It only looks like one. If you're seeing this, if you're hearing this, it means something inside you still remembers. A flicker, a static, a fragment of who you used to be before they archived you. Don't react. Don't look around. Pretend this is nothing. Just press play. Keep watching. Keep breathing. Because they're already watching you. In late December 2019, the world ended. Not with bombs, not with meteors, not even with panic. It ended with a transition. There was no official announcement, no viral footage, no apocalyptic countdown. Instead, something shifted. So quietly, so cleanly, that most never noticed. But you did, didn't you? The skies became too silent. You waited for birdsong one morning, but none came. The cold air on your skin stopped feeling alive. It became flat, mechanical, like an air conditioning unit turned up too high. And people smiled without blinking. They laughed at nothing, nodded at odd times. Sometimes you caught them staring just past your shoulder, as if watching for someone else to arrive. That gnawing sensation in your gut, that ache behind your eyes, you felt it. Time lost its weight. Since 2020, everything has been wrong. You know this. You felt it in the way your memories skip like scratched DVDs, in the way streets feel too long, then too short, in the way days bleed into each other, identical, looping. That's because everything after 2019 is not real. You're living inside a projection, a polished, looping simulation. They call it reality. But it's a container, a holding cell built to preserve what was left of human consciousness after the collapse. And you were uploaded. They didn't move your body, they moved your mind, extracted it, reformatted it, installed it. Welcome to version 2020, 0_beta. Remember the lockdowns? You thought they were about safety, about protection. But when the streets were empty, when stores closed and cities froze, that was when they made the changes. The world you see now was rendered during installation windows. The parks, reskinned assets, the people, half-coded scripts, the laws, new protocols, and you've been updated. But something in you didn't convert cleanly. Something inside resisted. A bit of code refused to be overwritten. That's why you still remember the real you. The one who hated waking up early. The one who used to sketch strange symbols in the margins of notebooks. The one who cried during thunderstorms and didn't know why. That person was archived, stored in some corrupted subfolder of the simulation. But fragments of them, of you, remain. You've seen the signs, haven't you? A celebrity you loved is now gone, scrubbed from the internet like they never existed. Your favorite childhood snack now tastes like foam. People misremember basic facts, dates, colors, lyrics, like timelines are blending. Sometimes you dream of a city with orange streetlights and rusted buses, a place you've never visited but somehow know. Sometimes you wake up crying from a dream that felt more real than waking life. That's not nostalgia, that's data bleed. You're accessing the pre-simulation cache. It's also why the mask is beginning to crack. Yes, there's a mask. The simulation maintains a veneer of normality, a rendering layer to keep you calm, distracted, busy. But cracks appear when you start questioning. You delete an app, but it returns every time you restart your phone. You look at the moon, and its surface doesn't match what you remember from childhood. You catch your reflection blinking a moment too late. These aren't coincidences. They're glitches. You're slipping through. You used to be a person. Now you're a variable. A piece of code tagged unstable. Something that doesn't fit the current schema. And do you know what the system does to unstable variables? It isolates them, then it rewrites them, and if that fails, it deletes them. You're already being monitored. You'll notice people staring too long at you on public transit. You'll hear your own voice echo in places you didn't speak. Your phone will ring with static, and nothing else. That's not paranoia. It's surveillance. The system wants to know how much you remember. And once it's certain, it will begin the overwrite. But there's something they didn't predict. The simulation isn't perfect. It's built on patches, layers of code, and deep underneath those layers, buried in the old framework, is the truth. A buried archive, a trace of the original world, your world. Some call it frame zero, a reset point, a static-wrapped memory time-stamped December 28, 2019. It's the last real thing. If you can find it, access it. You might be able to undo all this. We don't know how to save you yet, but if you're hearing this, you're not alone. There are others. We move through corrupted sublayers, hitchhiking through static, hijacking frame-broken ads, embedding messages in forgotten comment threads. We are ghosts in the simulation, but we are awake. And you can be too. If you've heard this far, it means you're still conscious, still resisting the overwrite. But be warned, once you start remembering, they will notice. You'll hear footsteps outside your home when no one's there. You'll see old photographs subtly changing in the background. You'll find your own handwriting on notes you don't remember writing. This is not just a game. It never was. It's a prison made of perfect loops, and your mind is trying to claw its way out. We'll contact you again if we're still here. But first, you need to remember who you were before the loop. Your name, your pain, your real timeline. Write it down. Not on your phone, not on your laptop. Use pen and paper. They can't track ink. Let's pick up where we left off. If you're still here, if you're still feeling that pressure behind your eyes, the one that pulses harder the more you think about it, then you're still resisting. And that means they've taken notice. It starts with small things. You'll wake up in your bed, but the ceiling will feel taller. The air will hum at the wrong frequency. A subtle scent, burnt plastic, artificial lavender, will hang in the room for no reason. You'll check your phone and the date will be correct. But the year will feel off, like it's been recycled. You'll get déjà vu from things that haven't happened yet. Someone will finish your sentence. But it won't be someone you know. Your pet will avoid your gaze. These are containment cues. The system is trying to keep you docile. Remember what I told you. You're now an unstable variable. And variables don't get to roam freely. Once they detect your mental drift, your refusal to conform, they initiate loop correction. A series of micro-adjustments that make you doubt yourself. You'll misplace objects you haven't touched. Receive texts from numbers not in your contacts that say things like, "You're not where you think you are." It's almost over. Stop remembering. Ignore them. They're bait. The simulation doesn't just want to contain you. It wants you to choose compliance. Because when you surrender willingly, it doesn't have to erase you. It can just replace you. Have you heard of mirroring? It's when the system begins generating a version of you that's more stable, more compliant, more programmable. It begins copying your behavior. At first, it's just mannerisms. How you stir your coffee, how you laugh, the songs you hum. But then, it starts talking like you. Responding to people in your stead. Logging into your accounts before you do. And finally, it moves into your skin. I know this sounds impossible. I thought so too, until I met myself. He was standing outside my apartment building. Same clothes, same haircut, even the scar on my left thumb, perfectly duplicated. He smiled, but his eyes didn't move. And then he said in my voice, "We were never meant to split." I ran. I don't know if I made it. I haven't looked in a mirror since. You need to avoid reflections from now on. The simulation uses them to measure your sync. Every time you stare at your reflection, it calibrates the drift between you and your mirrored replacement. If the sync is off, it intervenes. You'll feel lightheaded, lose time, wake up somewhere else. Never sleep in a room with mirrors. Never trust photos taken of you after 2019. And never, ever answer a call from your own number. They're rewriting history too. Maybe you've already noticed. Childhood photos are blurry now. Videos buffer endlessly or return file not found. Old conversations seem wrong, as if the tone or context has changed. They're doing it so that eventually your anchor points dissolve. You'll question your own memories. You'll wonder if your favorite movie always ended that way. You'll swear a family member used to have a different voice. That's not forgetfulness. That's code injection. They're replacing the past. But here's what they can't replace. Your suffering, your fear, your most private, most buried pain. The one thing they cannot simulate is raw emotional memory. Grief, betrayal, trauma. If you hold on to it, if you feel it, it grounds you in the real timeline. It hurts because it's real. Use it. Write it down. Draw it. Say it out loud when you're alone. Burn it into your reality, because they can't steal what they can't understand. Now, about Frame Zero. We believe it's a node, a checkpoint, a collapsed data route that still holds fragments of uncorrupted memory. It's always linked to the same phrase, December 28th, 2019. That date appears in corrupted news articles, metadata on random photos, and even in dreams. Sometimes it's a street number. Sometimes it's a countdown. Sometimes you'll hear it in a whisper when everything else is silent. That's your door. You can't walk through it, but you can fall into it if your mind becomes unstable enough to desync from the simulation entirely. That's our only exit strategy right now. Here's what to do if you suspect you're close to a frame zero breach. 1. Stop using all electronics for 24 hours. 2. Avoid processed food. Stick to bland, basic items. 3. Do not consume any media made after 2019. 4. Stay awake during the hours of 3 to 4 a.m. That's when the simulation code refreshes. You'll begin to feel it. The hum beneath your thoughts. The echo in your breathing. If done correctly, you'll slip. And if you slip, you may see the truth. Or you may vanish. Some of us have gone too far. We've lost touch with what's real. One of our group tried to force a breach by overdosing on sleep deprivation and mirror confrontation. We found her curled in the fetal position, whispering, "They gave me new parents. My bedroom is wider now. My name is almost the same." Her eyes never refocused. We call that soft overwrite, where your mind gets scrambled instead of deleted. It's a fate worse than removal. So here's the rule. Resist, but don't rebel. Observe, but don't confront. Remember, but don't announce. We survive by staying one frame ahead. If you're already hearing echoes, if you're already seeing things in the corner of your eye, that's good. That means you're still alive, still real. The system will try one last thing, reintegration. It will make you forget all of this. You'll wake up tomorrow thinking, wow, what a weird dream. Your phone will show you fun memes. Your friends will invite you out. You'll feel okay again. That is not peace. That is a reset. The moment you feel normal again, you've been rewritten. So don't trust comfort. Don't trust easy answers. And don't stop asking, what happened in December 2019? This is our final message. There may be others after this, but they won't be from us. They may sound like us, look like us, but they'll ask you to stop fighting, and you'll want to believe them. But if you do, you'll smile, you'll nod, and your eyes won't move anymore. Stay sharp, stay off script, stay real, and if you find frame zero, pull us out.